edition of Media Mash, our weekly roundup of all the ways the mainstream media tries to put their liberal spin on the news. And this week, President Obama's liberal friends in the media and Hollywood, well, they aren't just gloating that he won another 4 more years in office. They are making downright disturbing, disgusting comments about all this. Joining me now to help explain it, none other than the president of the Media Research Center, Brent Bozell. Sir, how are you? Welcome back.
Good, Sean. How you doing? Got
to start with our friend, thrill up his leg, Chris Matthews, who, I got to say, in the final weeks and months of this campaign was losing it, culminating the crescendo on election night. Watch this.
Good work for them. Good work for him. A good day for America. I'm so glad we had that storm last week, because I think the storm was one of those things. No, politically, I should say, not in terms of hurting people. The storm brought in possibilities for good politics.
I'm so glad people, well, I don't mean died, but they lost their homes. And, you know, so many good things happened from the storm, which, by the way, I still don't have power at my house. Pretty sick. Pretty sad.
Yeah. My only message is MSNBC, NBC, Comcast, you own this guy, and you own responsibility for the things he's saying. Look, this guy, he's out of control. I mean, what more disgusting things can he say that he has to apologize for? Like wanting somebody to put a bullet and a pellet in guns in Rush's head and have it explode. The insults he's hurled, the attacks accusing conservatives and Republicans of being racist, the hatred campaign that he's run, the attacks on Sarah Palin, the insults at Michelle Bachmann. He's a pretty insulting person, and I mean that in the way I'm saying it.
And I got to say, he did apologize, but in fairness, I know Chris over.
I don't care. I don't care, Sean. I don't care that he apologizes.
But he's changed. Something has happened. He's never been like this. In the times I met him, he used to not be like this. Something has happened. You've been covering him for years.
Sean, and I've known him for years, and this is not the Chris Matthews I knew. This is the Chris Matthews who was very left-wing when I talked to him 10 years ago, but he was not this way. He wasn't insulting. He wasn't spiteful.
Everything wasn't a dog whistle, racism, Chicago's race. All right, let's move on. We'll stick with his show. Bill Maher is on there, and, you know, several Hitler analogies. I mean, this is a tactic, and that's why I say this is the dirtiest, sleaziest campaign ever. And it's going to continue. They want to keep driving a narrative that conservatives are mean and evil. They did this to a nice guy and were successful. And Obama and Axelrod, they may be happy they won. They should be embarrassed. They took $1 million from this guy.
So, Bill, Karl Rove, I think, has offered some material. Is he the Baghdad Bob of the 2012 election, the last guy to admit something's new and something bad is happening?
It was a little Hitler's bunker, wasn't it? I really wanted to rush in with the cyanide capsule there. I thought he was going to say, I do not want to live in a world without National Socialism. Okay, Mrs. Goebbels. But, you know, I think that gets to a bigger point there, Chris, which is that Republicans have to start getting their information from a better source than Fox News. I'm not kidding about this.
What do you think they were telling him when he's running around saying, this isn't supposed to happen? You guys told me I was winning this thing.
I mean, I think they were still saying, yes, mein Führer, you have 12 divisions on the Eastern Front. I mean, until they actually heard the artillery, I guess I should stop with the
I think Hitler never works myself.
All right, so here's the irony of all this. Maher, $1 million buddy, Barack Obama, and he calls Sarah Palin the C word, and the president launches a Republican war on women strategy that, in many ways, if we're honest, demonization, propaganda, slander works because it was successful to a certain extent. We can't deny the reality.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. I shouldn't call those Nazis a bunch of Nazis, should I? That's the game that they're playing. These are the same people. How often must we say it, Sean? Would then turn around and preach decency and preach civility and preach tolerance when somebody criticizes them. Look, the tipping point is here, Sean, and this is important. And this is something that Republicans and conservatives have to understand. You're at a tipping point where the news media are concerned. They were 100% outrageous in this last year. There's no question about that. The question is, are they going to get away with